My 7-year-old broke a kid's jaw, and the surgeon asked for her autograph. I was sitting in a client meeting when my phone buzzed for the third time in 2 minutes. The first call was from Oakwood Elementary. The second was from someone identifying themselves as Officer Caldwell with the county police. The third was a text from the school principal that just said, "Please come immediately. Situation urgent." My hands went cold as I excused myself from the conference room, my mind racing through every possible scenario. My daughter Lily was 7 years old, quiet, the kind of kid who brought home injured birds and cried during sad commercials. Whatever situation was urgent enough for the police to be involved couldn't possibly be what I was imagining. The drive to the school took 12 minutes that felt like hours, and when I pulled into the parking lot, I saw 2 squad cars parked near the entrance, their lights off, but their presence unmistakable. My stomach dropped as I walked through the front doors, trying to control my breathing and failing completely. The receptionist's face told me everything before she even spoke. That practiced look of professional concern mixed with something that might have been pity or judgment. She directed me to the principal's office without making eye contact, and I could hear raised voices echoing down the hallway before I even reached the door. Principal Delacroix stood when I entered, her expression grave as she gestured to a chair, but I remained standing because sitting felt like accepting whatever nightmare was about to unfold. Across from her desk sat a couple I recognized vaguely from school events, the Ashfords, both wearing expensive suits that screamed lawyer even before they introduced themselves. Their son Damien sat between them with an ice pack pressed to his face, and I could see the swelling even from where I stood near the doorway. Mrs. Ashford spoke first, her voice sharp and controlled in that way people sound when they're containing rage behind professional courtesy. She informed me that my daughter had violently assaulted their son on school property, causing severe injuries that would require surgery and potentially permanent damage. Mr. Ashford added that they were both attorneys and would be pressing criminal charges for assault, along with a civil suit for damages they estimated at $500,000. The number hung in the air like a guillotine blade, and I felt my knees actually weaken before I forced myself to stay upright and focused. "Where was Lily?" I asked, my voice coming out steadier than I felt. Principal Delacroix explained that she was in the nurse's office being evaluated, and that was when Officer Caldwell stepped forward from where he'd been standing by the window. He was younger than I expected, maybe early 30s, with the kind face of someone who probably hated this part of his job. He told me that based on the severity of the injuries and witness statements, he would need to take Lily to the station for processing, and my heart actually stopped beating for a second. Processing meant fingerprints and photographs and my 7-year-old daughter being treated like a criminal, and I couldn't reconcile that image with the child who still asked me to check for monsters under her bed. The Ashfords started talking over each other then, describing the attack as vicious and unprovoked, explaining how their son had been minding his own business when Lily had apparently lost control and struck him hard enough to break his jaw in 3 places. Mrs. Ashford pulled out her phone and showed me a photo of Damien's face from what must have been right after the incident, the swelling already severe, his jaw visibly misaligned. It looked